Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. So we started the teachings of chapter 3, the Yoga of Action, with Arjuna's questions, asking Lord Krishna, if you glorify so much the Yoga of Wisdom, the Yoga of Actionlessness, why are you sending me to do actions? Not only why are you sending me to do action, he's saying, why are you asking me to engage in this terrible action? It's not just action, it's terrible. Remember, it's a battlefield, and on the opposite side is his family. And also there are his teachers and friends there. So he really doesn't want to do it, and he's still not getting why. And he's a good disciple. He's putting it forward, Sometimes we're not getting it, but we're quiet. We're too embarrassed to say, okay, you spend so much time teaching me and everything, but I didn't get it. So we pretend, but we learn less like this. Arjuna is just putting it straight forward. He's saying, okay, you gave me the teachings, but I don't follow, I don't understand. Why are you asking me to fight? If this is what you think, that actionlessness is better than action, this is your teaching, why are you asking me to fight? In other words, I didn't get it. And Lord Krishna accepts the question, which is a question that comes to many of us. Yeah, if you're telling me that the way for me to reach the highest is by not doing, why you're sending me to karma yoga? Why you're sending me to the kitchen? Why you're sending me this? Why you're sending me back to the world, back to my job? Hey, this is an illusion. You just said that, no? Lord Krishna is saying no. When you are ready to understand, really, experientially, that this is an illusion, then you will not need to do this anymore. But where you are now, you need to do. And it's explained very beautifully. We will start. The Blessed Lord said, verse 3, chapter 3. In this world, there is a twofold path, as I said before, O sinless one. The path of knowledge of the Shankyas and the path of actions of the Yogins. Swami Shivananda tells us, the path of knowledge of the Shankyas, Jnana Yoga, was described by Lord Krishna in chapter 2, verses 11 to 38. The path of action, Karma Yoga, from 40 to 53. Those who are endowed with the four means and who have sharp, subtle intellect and bold understanding are fit for Jnana Yoga. The four means, in Sanskrit, sadhana chatushtaya, are discrimination, dispassion, the sixfold virtues, the satsampat, and longing for liberation. Now, the sixfold virtues are control of the mind, control of the senses, fortitude, endurance, turning away from the objects of the world, faith, and tranquility. So if you have those, and you can see from this list, it's a very, very, very high demand, you're fit for the path of knowledge. If you are still working on developing those, there is no problem with this whatsoever. You can work on this through Karma Yoga. So it is not possible for a person to practice the two of them together, because as long as we perceive ourselves as the doer, we cannot really practice Jnana Yoga. We can learn it, we can get from it inspiration, yeah? We can do the practices, but we are not Jnanis. We are not Jnana Yogis. Once we understand experientially, not just as an intellectual exercise, that we are not the doer, then we are beyond Karma Yoga. So it is not possible to practice the two of them simultaneously. Karma Yoga is a means to an end. It gets us to the point that we understand, realize rather, that we are not the doer. It purifies the heart and prepares the aspirant for the reception of knowledge. The Karma Yogi should take up Jnana Yoga as soon as his heart is purified. Jnana Yoga takes the aspirant directly to the goal without any extraneous help. But it will happen on its own. Once knowledge dawns, we will be beyond the practice of Karma Yoga. It doesn't mean that we will stop doing. If you read about the life of Swami Shivananda, he never stopped doing. You read about other saints and sages. You read about modern sages in this world, yeah? And you see that they were very, very, very active. They were constantly doing things for others. Swami Shivananda continued rendering medical services. Why? Out of pure love. But he did not consider himself the doer. So they can still be active, but it comes from a different place, not as the doer without any attachment to the fruit. So Adi Shankaracharya explains to us that Jnana Yoga is mature Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? We are practicing in order to reach this point that I understand I'm not the doer, right? I understand it's all the divine. I understand this is all a cosmic illusion. There is no real I and mind, but we are practicing. When this knowledge matures, when it becomes a realization, Jnana Yoga comes by itself. So Adi Shankaracharya tells us, Jnana Yoga is mature form of Karma Yoga. But they cannot both coexist, because if I think I am the doer, I'm practicing Karma Yoga. I'm acting to help myself. I am acting. Once I matured from that, this will be Jnana Yoga. And this is the beginning of the explanation. It all sounds very philosophical right now and still hard to relate to. But this is the beginning. This is the background. This is the basis on which we will build the practice in the next verses. So please join us. Om Shanti.